Tennessee lawmakers said that they were dumbfounded with just how many things went wrong with the Bricen Rivers case. Now, they want to know if they need to pass any laws that could help save lives in the future.
We were well aware by that time that there's been a violation, yet nobody turned them in at that point, and that is extremely concerning.
They invited GPS monitoring companies, bond companies, lobbyists, and everyone in between to help explain how someone like Rivers could fall through the cracks here in Tennessee. Okay, so a little bit of backstory for those who are new to all this. Rivers bonded out of a Nashville jail earlier this summer after he was accused of beating up his girlfriend, Lauren Johansson. He was placed on GPS monitoring and told he couldn't leave the county. But a few days later, he was charged with Johansson's murder in Mississippi. You see the problem there. How does this man, who was placed on a GPS monitor, told that he couldn't leave the county, suddenly skip town and become a murder suspect in Mississippi? Judges called it, quote, a calamity of human and institutional errors. Then we heard one of the lobbyists just flat out apologize.
We have a lot of things that we look at, and I apologize for this industry not paying more attention to a sister industry. But there's inherent conflict when a bail agent has a monitoring company. I'll probably be fired for saying all this, but anyway.
Nikita Wilhoit owns the GPS monitoring company that tracked Rivers, but she also worked as a bond agent for the company that bailed Rivers out of jail. She testified that she didn't know that Rivers couldn't leave the county, and when she finally discovered that was the case, she convinced him to come back to Nashville. The problem is, when she finally saw Rivers in Nashville, she didn't call the cops or even her boss at Brooksville Bonding, because as she puts it, she didn't think she had the authority to turn him in if she was only working in her capacity as a GPS monitoring provider.
I just couldn't show up at the jail with him, I'm sure.
Lawmakers weren't exactly thrilled by that answer.
Put their self-interest ahead of the public interest.
Some have now suggested that the state needs to step in and regulate GPS monitoring as opposed to leaving it up to the courts. They said these providers are actually incentivized to leave people out in the streets longer because every day these devices are being used, these providers are being paid. Now lawmakers say they may actually come up with some laws all because of what happened in this one case.